Hello, guys. Good day. This is Anne of Reinforce Me Club. Today, we are going to talk about transforming your life through habit hacking. So, have you ever wondered that, why is it hard to stick to the good habits? Eating healthy, exercising, or it could be eating vegetables, loads of vegetables, avoiding ice cream and chocolates. Gosh, that's hard. And of course, it's hard to break the bad ones, the bad habits. It's easy to build the bad habits and it's hard to break them. But the outcome is terrible in the long run. While it's hard to build a good habit, it's hard to maintain them, but they're gonna give us a lifelong benefits in a good way. Or have you ever tried, breaking the bad habits, breaking some routines which doesn't benefit you at all? And you feel like you're sleeping back into that old routines. Yeah, that's kind of hard. I feel you. You're not alone. Many of us struggles with forming new habits or changing the existing ones. And today's topic, we are going to understand what habits are and why they are powerful, how to identify current habits, and understand why they ever exist. So, understanding habits. Habits are the building blocks of our daily lives. It influences our thoughts, actions, and in the most part, the outcomes of our everyday activities. Habits at their core, they are automatic behaviors triggered by cues, which are internal and external. It could be within our environment, which prompt us to do something about it. And when it feels good, we do it over and over again. The main purpose of our habit is for the sake of problem solving in our brain. So once you, let's take for example, when you do one thing, a job for the first time, have you noticed it that you are kind of terrible, terrible with it the first time you do it? And the second time around, you're getting better. Third time, fourth time, yeah, it's getting easier. 10th time, yes, easier and easier. And we do it when you do the same thing for a year, it becomes it goes to the point that you're not even thinking about it while you are doing it. And in 3 years, 5 years, doing the same thing, it becomes part of you. That's your masterpiece. That's your mastery. For example, Bill Gates, he started programming and coding in the computers when he was like 10 or 11. So his one thing is Microsoft. Another one thing, Warren Buffett, he started investing when he was 12. Now he's like 80s or 90s. He could be 80s. I'm not sure about his age, but he do the same thing over and over again, and that is his masterpiece. Investment, one thing over time. Or let's take the musicians. Mozart, Beethoven, they started at when they were a child playing music, playing piano, creating music until their adulthood. They playing piano, the same thing over and over again, and there you go. It's a masterpiece. So the same is true with habits. Good habits, it's hard to build them. But if you master one habit, just one habit for the rest of your life, the kind of habit which is useful for the better, which contributes to the betterment of the community or the people around you, that habit will pay you for the rest of your life. You're good to go. You're good enough. You're the great. And of course, once we develop a habit, the brain will pass it to the unconscious mind so that it'll become automatic over time. And you're doing the same thing over and over again without even thinking about it. But when something new pops in, okay, we have to solve this again. So that the next time around, once this problem comes up, and we have already a solution stored in here in our brain. So you become better and better doing the same thing. I'm just talking about one habit. And once you already build a habit, your brain will tend to save you time and energy, and you become efficient doing the job. And other than being efficient, it will give you a sense of comfort and stability because you know what's going to happen already. You know what you're doing. And you can even teach it to kids, to your fellow colleagues, to anybody because you are good at it. You can't be ignored. Now, the importance of knowing our habits is, it will help us become self-aware. It will give us insight into what are your behaviors and motivations, and this will give us a hint if if this is useful for us in the long run, or is this habit that you have will not give you a good future for your family, for yourself, for the people around you. Will it going to cut you off in the long run, like smoking and being alcoholic? Will it destroy you in the long run? So, knowing your habits means you become self aware about what's going on in your life. And knowing your habits will help you modify your behaviors. It can help you pinpoint areas for improvement and implement targeted strategies for change. Another useful thing about understanding your habit is it empowers us to take control of our actions and create the life that we desire rather than feeling of being controlled by our habits. So to really attack that statement, being controlled by our habits, knowing our habits and understanding them empowers us to take control of ourselves, of our action, and being accountable to them. And that will help us change. And of course, knowing yourself, knowing your habit is a lifelong learning. It means it is a of course, lifetime study, refining our habits, refining our life, refining what we do every day. It's a lifelong improvement as long as we are alive. Every day is a lesson. Life will never stop disciplining us if we don't discipline ourselves. And of course, as we see new challenges every day, it will also give us opportunity to change and improve and be good at what we do. And in the most part, when you are good in what you do, you're contributing to your company, to your community. You are also contributing a great deal to yourself, to your personal growth and development. Imagine your brain is like a computer, and habits are the automatic programs that runs your computer. So we are going to touch the concept of habit hacking, the key aspects of habit hacking. And as a habit hacker, let's say that you are a computer programmer who's trying to change or improve the programs in your computer, which is technically your brain. Now, the first key point in hacking your habits, hacking your brain, is, of course, you have to understand your habits. It's just like, in your computer, when you press a certain button, it will present you different options, different answers. And then you press another button, you press one of the options, or you type another question, which prompts the computer to give you another answers which are more specific than your previous search. And then there you go, you get the right answer and you're done. You're done with the job. And the computer has helped you a lot. The same is true with your brain. You know, you have a certain routine every day. Like when you wake up in the morning, some people immediately get up without even thinking about it. While some people, they press the snooze button every morning. Cancel, cancel, cancel the things to do. However, some people, they just get up, eat breakfast, and get the work done immediately as soon as they can. So those are routines. And some people, when they wake up in the morning, they get up and meditate. So that's another routine. It's already, automatic. And habit hacking means figuring out how this routine work, understanding why you do the things you do. The next thing, the next key point to habit hacking is decoding the patterns. As a habit hacker, you pay attention to the patterns that triggers this routine. For example, every time you come home from school or from work, you automatically open the fridge and get some snacks. It could be ice cream, chocolates, or crisps, anything. So that happens every day. From school or from work, you open the fridge and grab some snacks. And that's already a pattern for you. And you've noticed, oh my gosh, I'm starting to gain weight. What am I eating after work? When I got home from work, when I got home from school, what am I eating? Chocolates, crisps. I'm cooking some from French fries or chips, and then mash them up with a fish fillet. I don't know. It's already late. I eat late too. So you're trying to figure out, okay, so this is what I do. This is the pattern I have from work. By the time I get home, I open the fridge and then look for snacks, sweets, which fills me in, satisfies my tummy, and it feels good. So that's the pattern. Now, you've realized that, gosh, I've already gained a couple of weight, like 2 kilos in 2 weeks. This I feel uneasy, uncomfortable. I feel heavy already. And you have decided to change the pattern, to rewrite the code. So once you understand the pattern, which is coming home from work, then opening up the fridge, getting some snacks, once you already got that, you already spot the pattern, you can rewrite the pattern. You can rewrite the code just like a computer programmer. Instead of grabbing, you can decide now what you want to grab from the fridge or what you want to do by the time you get home, because you already find out, yes, that happens. This is the cue. This is the triggering part, that every time I get home, I just look for a snack without even thinking about it. So you have decided to change that, and then you want to be healthy, you want to lose weight. So that's one of the contributing factor why you gain weight. Just for example. So you've decided to grab water, good, like 500 ml or 1 liter of water, instead of grabbing snack from work or from school. So let's change that. Now I get home, I open the fridge, and I'm gonna grab the water instead of ice cream and chocolate. So I'll be doing this for 2 months, or let's just say 40 days, and we'll see what happens. And then drinking some water. After drinking let's just say 500 mils of water for hydration, I might gonna match this up with a tiny bit of chocolate to reward myself. Every time I consume the entire bottle of water, it could be 500 mils or 1 liter. And then I match this up with a teeny tiny chocolate to reward myself. So I'll start today when I get home. So that is one way of rewriting the code, the programs in your brain, rewiring, or yeah, it could be rewiring your brain, rewriting the codes in your brain, hacking your habits. Now, the next, by the time you get home, you try to test and tweak, your decision. Or as a programmer, you try to test and tweak how the program goes. Now, when you get home, you grab, you open the fridge, get some 500 mils of water. Okay, 500 for now. This is the start of my decision. This is the start of the program. And then I'll just watch TV instead. After I open the fridge. And then once I consume the entire bottle of water, I grab a tiny bit of chocolate. Anyway, this is just good for 40 days. This is just giving myself a try, an effort, because I love myself. So I grab some tiny bit of chocolate and then reward myself. And if that feels good and it's easy, it's satisfying for you, you can do it the next day. And the third day, fourth day, 50, up to the 40 days. And if you're okay with that, you can even take that as your new lifestyle. Now, how to stick on that habit? You just you can you just do it all the time. Once the routine works for you, it will just become a second nature. But the thing is, you have to do it every day, all the time, as much as possible. It's like learning a new dance move by practicing over and over again. If you like dancing, so now, no, always know that repetition helps the new habit to stick around for the rest of your life or in a period of time. And of course, if you really want to lose weight, let's just say you want to lose weight, you stick to the habit of drinking water every time you come home, and eat a little bit of chocolate after drinking water, a bottle of water. If you want to stick to it, you can tell your mom to to give you a reward. Mom, you can tell your goal, you can share your goal to your mom. It's like gaining support and encouragement from, of course, the supportive people, those people who wants the best for you, those people who wants to see you succeed, those people who wants you to improve. So, okay, your mom, you decided to tell your mom, Mom, I want to lose weight, and I've noticed, you can tell her like this, Mom, I have noticed that every time I come home, I just grab some snack, all types of snack in the fridge, and then eat them while watching TV. But tomorrow or today, I have decided to grab a bottle of water instead of those sweets, and then every time I consume the entire bottle of water, I'm gonna grab a teeny tiny chocolate to reward myself, and that is good for 40 days. And mom, please, every time I do that for 40 days, every day, can you cook me your delicious uh, vegetable, baked broccoli, every Wednesday when I complete, when I complete the task. Or it could be you want to eat your favorite, mom's dish. Just cook up my favorite dish for me every day when I complete the task. Or call me out whenever I miss doing it. So that is one way of gaining support for you to be able to stick to the new habits. Habits are created in 4 stages. First one is cue or cues. Second one is craving, then response, and then reward. So this make up the habit loop. So when it satisfies us every time, when a habit feels good, we tend to do this over and over again. Now, cues are the triggers which initiate the habits. Cues can be external, time of a day, location, or visual cues. Or it could be internal, emotions, thoughts, psychological sensations. So by recognizing cues that prompts us into to do a certain behavior, we can gain control of our habits. So you know yourself that, from our previous example, that every time the cue is every time I get home, I crave, which is the second part, craving. I crave a snack. That is why I prompted to go to the fridge and explore what's inside the fridge for a snack. You're craving for a snack. And the action of walking into the fridge and opening the fridge and grabbing the snack is your response to the cravings that you have for snacks, for sweets. And then it fills you up. It makes you happy after eating, consuming the snack that feels rewarding for you, and that completes the habit loop. Cravings cravings are, the driving force behind habit formation. So it refers to our desires, our motivation that compels us to act in response to a cue. Cravings are like anticipation. You are looking forward for a snack when you get home. So anticipation, your cravings. So it is, it is the anticipation of the reward associated with completing the habit loop. So understanding cravings and harnessing them is the key to reinforce the good habits and to find a way to release to stay away to break the bad habits. Now let's dive into the next stage, the response. Responses to cues and cravings represents our behaviors or action performed in response to those, you know to the time that we got home, and we anticipate a snack every time we get home. So our response to whenever we get home, we go to the fridge and grab some snacks. So that's the response. By simplifying the response and removing barriers to action, you can make it more likely, you are more likely to follow, you know, to follow through a new habit or sticking to the old ones because it's easy. So let's get the previous example again, that, when you get home, you anticipate a snack. You crave for a snack every time you get home. And in response to that, there's a third stage. You go to the fridge and grab some snack. But you decided to do to rewrite the habit, to really tweak that habit a little bit. That instead of grabbing a snacks, you want to grab some water. And then after you consume the water, you get a teeny tiny chocolate to reward yourself. So that is a new response to your craving by the time you get home. So if grabbing the water and eating a teeny tiny chocolate for 40 days, if that is easy thing to do for you, and it's rewarding because it aligns to your goal, that is to lose weight in 40 days, to feel good in 40 days, then it's possible that you can follow through to your plan. That is, instead of grabbing a snack from the fridge, you grab some water, drink the entire bottle of water, and then eat a little bit of chocolate. And of course, the last but not the least is the reward in the habit formation. Reward is the outcome or the benefit that you can receive upon completing the habit loop. So if you know if the rewards of the habit formation is obvious, attractive, and satisfying, once again, it increases the likelihood of habit adoption and maintenance. It increases the probability of such action to be done again until it becomes a part of your routines, part of your life. So if you really want to stick to grabbing a bottle of water and eating a teeny tiny chocolate instead of grabbing a whole bunch of snacks from the fridge every time you come home, if that really suits you, if you're happy with that, if you want to stick to that, and it's easy for you to do that, you can decide to do it every day, over and over again, completing the cues that every time you come home, you grab water, a bottle of water, and every time you drink a bottle of water, you can eat a little bit of chocolate. That's the response. And satiety. You feel full, you feel happy about what you do to yourself, which is rewarding for you. The likelihood of, getting it done for the next day, weeks, months, even after 40 days, it is completely possible. Now we have different types of habits based on their nature and impact in our lives. The first one is personal habits. It could be your lifestyle's choice, your behaviors such as working out, eating healthy, practicing mindfulness, or the other way around, smoking, drinking, partying. It's up to you. We also have professional habits which pertains to our work or career. our productivity routines, time management strategies, or our communication habits. Or the other way around. You're always late, you're not productive, you multitask at work. So that impacts your daily living, your life every day. We also have social habits, which involves how we behave in social setting, like the way we listen to people, whether we maintain our eye contact to people whenever we talk to them, or being punctual every time we have a meeting, or every time we go to work. Are we open minded to other people? Are we accommodating, or are we introvert? We don't want to be around with people. So that's your social habits. We also have emotional habits, which is linked to our emotional well-being and coping mechanisms, which includes practicing gratitude. Every time you wake up, you feel you want to spare 2 minutes praying and giving thanks to the universe, to God, for your new life, new day, uh, good health, and everything that you have. It could be managing stress through relaxation technique, or seeking social support whenever you feel stressed or depressed. Social support, you can run to your boyfriend, or you can talk about it to your mom or to your spouse. That's your emotional habits. You also have this cognitive habits, which involve our thought patterns and mental processes, like critical thinking, problem solving strategies, our learning techniques. So some people prefer to learn, when they're doing something, when they want to have a hyper focus on their job, they want to be alone. They need to put in the headphones so that they can concentrate. Some people cannot concentrate with the noise around. Some people can manage that. So that's part of your learning cognitive process. Some people are more creative when they are in a coffee shop. Some people can write a lot, can manage to become to have a good output in writing when they are in in the room, or when they're sitting at the kitchen table. So people are different though. And understanding the various types of habits allows you and me, us, to identify areas for improvement and tailor our habit change efforts accordingly. So I hope this topic today really helped you a lot. And this is Anne once again, sorry. Anne of Reinforce Me Club. Thank you so much for your time. Have a lovely day ahead. See you.